sometimes they talk about drinking and conniving around with ladies and stuff. You know, it seems almost un-American to me for a bachelor not to, go around having a drink with a lady now and then. And why all of a sudden that's becoming evil in me, I don't know. But some people don't like it. Well, you can't please everybody. I'm just trying to get along, just trying to get by. Look at that shot.
I teamed up with a guy named David Dickerson. Brainy Dave, we called him. He busted beer bottles on his head. I used to put lighter fluid in my mouth. We could go into a bar, and I'd have a mouthful of lighter fluid and strike a match and look like a dragon. You shoot this stuff out about this far, and then Dickerson would bust, a couple of beer bottles on his head. And that was a neat trick, We was real, they used to call us to do parties and stuff, because we were big time.
We knew we were going to be pretty good. In fact, Marchetti said to me, "Hey, Fatso, how good do you think we are?" I says, "I don't know, Wop." But I said, "I guarantee you one thing, we get any better, we're going to be tough."
Give me 18 inches of daylight. That's all I need.
Gale Sayers had a statement out that all he needed was 16 inches. Well, all I needed was a blink of the old eyes, and I was by you. I would safely say at this point in time, I was the fastest in the history of the game. From a dead standstill. My lateral movements, along with my initial speed, was just fantastic.
Now, I used to say something before a game, every game before we go out, and sometimes even at halftime before we go out, and I had no idea what it meant, but I heard it someplace, and it sounded like a pretty good idea. The last thing I'd say was, "Don't worry about the horse being blind, just load the wagon. Then let's go." I have no idea what it meant, but, some guys kind of got excited when I said it.
Coach Lombardi is probably the most hated man in professional football. I mean, every coach wants to beat Lombardi more than any man.
I always hated Tarkenton. I really did. I mean, that little wimp would run around out there for hours and hours and hours, and we had to chase him wherever he went. Sometimes he'd run 40 yards back and forth and up and down the field, and at the end of a game against Tarkenton, your tongue was right on the ground.
I think it was against the Rams. I think it was he was mad at some player over there. I think he was number 58, or one of the linebackers. So Joe gets under center, and he goes, "Set, hot one, hot two, you 58."
He had an educated shoulder where he'd snap it up and be able to time it so he hit a ball carrier or whatever right underneath his choppers.
Take one step forward, keep your back straight, keep your eyes open, and shoot.
It was nice to run into someone and hit him so hard. I used to call it a snot bubbler. That's when you hit him so hard, you just see that little bubble of snot come out of his nose there.
Really, without letting out too many circuits, that's probably what's behind my mind. Every game I go into, who am I going to try to knock out this game? And I'm going to let them know who did it. It shouldn't be any puzzle. It shouldn't be any problem. When they come to, they got to say, well, it must have been Butkus that got me.
Butkus always had an intimidating style, and Butkus told Walt, he said, if you come to the line again, I'm going to bite your head off. And Walt looked at him and said, "Oh, if you do, that'll be the first damn time you had any brains in your head."
There are no good losers, only in books, in phrases. When I lose a ball game, when we lose a ball game, and I'm walking off the field, I hate to say it, I'm a poor loser. I hate to have anyone come over to me and say, "Nice game." Maybe I had a night. I don't want to think about that.
Every time you lose, you die a little bit. You die inside, a portion of you. Not all of your organs, maybe just your liver.
If they could kill you, they'd kill you honestly, okay? But nothing dirty. Nothing wrong with drawing a little blood here and there, what the heck.
And anybody who tells me that they go out there to have fun playing football, they're a liar. Because this game isn't fun. This game is a war.
They say football's a war, and they're in the trenches, and they're kicking the out of it. If you're really in the trench and really want to know what war's about, that's when you're wetting your pants, because that chap shooting at me, and he didn't know what a nice guy I was, So this, I think it's overplayed a little bit.
Would it be a safe conclusion to make that Dwayne Thomas let his performance and not his words speak for him?
Evidently.